Infrastructure development has a direct impact on employment creation and poverty reduction. For marginalized communities, developing their infrastructure is as important as creating jobs for them. Failure to improve infrastructure and promote technological innovation will only serve to hinder the global development agenda to eradicate poverty and ensure sustainable development, leaving marginalized communities to continue living with poor health care, inadequate sanitation, and limited access to education. Therefore, empowering communities and promoting inclusivity means increasing their access to information, education, transportation, energy, and in addition, financial services for small and medium-sized enterprises. Not only is having infrastructure like water, energy, transportation, roads, sanitation, and information technology necessary for their daily living, but it is also necessary for them to be able to access new markets and to grow their businesses and network. People need to obtain finance, share ideas, and feel safe when commuting to and from work. In addition, affordable internet access is central to infrastructural and economic development, as accessing mobile infrastructure is as important as developing physical infrastructure. Around the world, many communities are still deprived of basic infrastructure. According to the World Health Organization, the number of people without internet access is 3.7 billion people, while over 2.5 billion people don't have access to sanitation facilities. 940 million people don't have electricity, and 785 million people lack basic water services. In an effort to address these issues, there are many organizations throughout the world that are implementing initiatives to develop infrastructure in marginalized communities. For example, according to the World Resources Institute, Power Africa is working towards its goal of bringing 60 million new electrical connections to Africa, where 2 out of 3 people do not have access to electricity. Since 2005, the Government of Canada has pledged about $75 million towards water infrastructure. Examples of this include the African Water Facility in post-conflict countries, Ghana's Enhanced WASH program in schools, and the Food Security Innovation and Mobilization program in Peru, Bolivia, and Burkina Faso, which aims to improve food security whilst reducing water usage during the dry season. At the same time, infrastructure development should not come at a cost to the environment. Government, industry leaders, citizens, and environmental groups must come together to ensure that our ecosystems are not polluted further and that sustainable industrialization includes reducing our carbon dioxide emissions. So how can you play your part? You can speak up and speak out against unfair practices, whilst ensuring that marginalized communities benefit from internet connectivity. You can contribute to it being a safe space by speaking out against bullying and by speaking out towards censorship of marginalized groups. You can expand your understanding of community needs and how you can come up with innovative ways to find solutions. You can also support projects that promote sustainable growth and protect the environment by buying fair trade items. That way, you know you are supporting producers who protect the environment and receive a fair wage at the same time.
One Plastic Bag by Aissatou Cisse and the Recycling Woman of the Gambia. Njau, Gambia. Aissatou walks with her chin frozen. Fat raindrops pelt her bare arms. Her face hides in the shadow of a palm leaf basket, and her neck stings with every step. Warm scents of burning wood and bubbling peanut stew drift past. Her village is closed now. She lifts her nose to catch the smell. The basket tips. 1 foot tumbles, then 2, then 10. The basket breaks. Aisatu kicks the dirt. Something silky dances past her eyes, softening her anger. It moves like a flag, flapping in the wind, and settles under a tamarind tree. Aisatu slides the strange fabric through her fingers and discovers it can carry things inside. She gathers her fruits in the bag. The basket is useless now. She drops it, knowing it will crumble and mix back in with the dirt. 4 goats greet Aisatu as Grandmother Bombay emerges from her kitchen hut. Hurry in before the rain soaks your beautiful mbuba. Aisatu scurries in, and Grandmother serves spicy rice and fish. Rain drums on the creaking aluminum roof. I broke your basket, Aisatu confesses. But I found this. Plastic. Grandmother frowns. There's more in the city. Day after day, Aisatu watches neighbors tote their things in bright blue or black plastic bags. Children slurp water and wanju from tiny holes poked in clear bags. Market trays fill with minties wrapped in rainbows of plastic. The colors are beautiful, she thinks. She swings her bag high. The handle breaks. 1 paper escapes, then 2, and then 10. Aisatu shakes sand off her papers. Another plastic bag floats by, and she tucks her things inside. The torn bag is useless now. She drops it to the dirt, as everyone does. There's nowhere else to put it. Day after day, the bag she dropped is still there. 1 plastic bag becomes 2, then 10, then 100. Plastic isn't beautiful anymore, she thinks. Her feet step down a cleaner path, and the thought floats away. Years pass, and Aisatu grows into a woman. She barely notices the ugliness growing around her, until the ugliness finds its way to her. Aisatu hears a goat crying and hurries toward Grandmother's house. Why is it tied up? Where are the other goats? Inside, the butcher is speaking in a low voice. Many goats have been eating these, he says. The bags twist around their insides and the animals cannot survive. Now 3 of your goats and so many other goats in the village have died. Grandmother Bombay's powerful shoulders sag. Aisatu must be strong and do something. But what? Aisatu's feet lead her to the old ugly road. A pile of garbage stands as wide as Grandmother's cooking hut. Mosquitoes swarm near dirty pools of water alongside the pile. Smoke from burning plastic stings her nose. Her feet back away. Goats scamper past. They forage through the trash for food. Her feet stop. She knows too much to ignore it now. Holding her breath, she plucks 1 plastic bag from the pile. Then 2, then 10, then 100. What can we do? Aisatu asks her friends. Let's wash them, says Fatim, pulling out Omo soap. Maram grabs a bucket, and Inja fetches water from the well. Peggy finds clothespins, and they clip the washed bags on the line. As the bags dry, Aisatu watches her sister crochet. Can you teach me? Wow, yes. Her sister shows Aisatu the stitches, then hands her a metal tool. Aisatu's fingers busy themselves. In, out, around. Jeff, thank you. Aisatu finds a broomstick and carves her own tool from its wood. What's that for? Fatim asks. Aisatu pauses. She and Peggy have an idea. But will their friends think it's crazy? Will the idea even work? Nervously, she one friend agrees to help. Then 2, then 5. The women cut bags into strips and roll them into spools of plastic thread. Before long, they teach themselves how to crochet with this thread. Naga ligay asks Grandmother. How is the work? Ndaka, answers Aisatu. Slow. Some people in the village laugh at us. Others call us dirty. But I believe what we are doing is good. The women crochet by candlelight, away from those who mock them. Until a morning comes, when they will no longer work in secret. Fingers sore and blistered, Aisatu hauls the recycled purses to the city. One person laughs at her, then 2, then 10, then one woman lays Dalasi coins on the table. She chooses a purse and shows it to one friend, then 2, then 10. Soon everyone wants one. Aisatu fills her own purse with Dalasi. She zips it shut and rides home to tell grandmother she has made enough to buy a new goat. When she passes by the pile of rubbish, she smiles because it is smaller now. She tells herself, one day it will be gone and my home will be beautiful. And one day, it was.